Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Epidemia, the 6th studio album by the nu metal band Ill Niño. Today we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've been a massive fan of this band since their first album Revolution, which was released in 2001. I've heard it like the same month it was released. I don't know who brought the cassette tape home. I guess it was some friend of my sister's. But it was an amazing album, and to this day I consider it one of the best metal records ever released. It's definitely in my top 10 albums for sure. Later there was some drama involved in the band, some members left, some new people were added in, and around the year 2010 the band's label Victory Records decided that Ill Niño should just incorporate some of those metalcore influences into their music. They've done it, but they still retain that nu metal flavor. I still think that at least on this album there's more nu metal than metalcore stuff. That changed on the next record, which I consider the worst Ill Niño album. This band is mostly known for Christian, their vocalist, who has a distinct, beautiful sounding voice, and their Latin influences, which they incorporate into their music. The production is tight, it sounds clean but heavy, I love it. Message is diverse, songs are about various topics, it's mostly about failed relationships, hardship through life, depression, stuff like that. The structure of the songs is basic, typical intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Sometimes it's slightly different, but it always stays in that basic lane. The album's opener, The Depression, sets the mood for the entire album. It's heavy, it's punchy, I love the vocals here. Christian is just killing it on the clean singing, screaming and growling. The instrumental work is amazing as well. That Latin presence is very strong here. I love the percussionist, the drums, the bass, the guitars. It's a classic nu metal song. I especially love the chorus here. This depression is mine, I'm not gonna breathe your lie, it's driving me away. Something like that. This is a legendary song and I love it since it was released. 11 out of 10. Only the Unloved is another banger through and through. It's heavier than the previous song, it's more fast and full of energy. I love the guitar riffs here, those nu metal melodies here and there. The drumming is superb as usual and the vocals just beautiful. Come, surrender, I'll forgive you. That's my favorite part of the song. It's pre-chorus, beautiful stuff. The chorus is great as well and the verses are heavy. Another nu metal masterpiece, 11 out of 10. La Epidemia features Frankie, the vocalist of the nu metal / deathcore band Immure. Some people speculate that the label wanted Ill Niño to have a guest vocalist from a band that was very popular back then. Anyways, this song is probably the heaviest song on the entire record because it doesn't have any clean singing. It's also a single with a music video. I really like this song. It's not on the same level as the previous two. It sounds more like an Immure song with a Latin spin on it. 80% of the vocals are done by Frankie here, so the song actually doesn't benefit from it because Christian is a better singer. This is just a 10 out of 10 song. It could have been much more. Eva starts with a classic Korn melody that reminds me of the album Issues. Later it changes to a more melodic song with a cool verses, which are my favorite parts of the song. Don't die for me, don't cry for me, don't justify my life. But the chorus is beautiful as well and the breakdown is fun to listen to. This is another masterpiece. The vocals are the highlight as usual, but the instrumental work is also impeccable. 11 out of 10. Demigod is more heavier song than the previous one. It has very fast verses, lots of energy, screaming, growling, but the chorus is just so good. I love that singing. It always makes me smile. It's beautiful. The act of spiking the water, accepting your confession to wash the past away. The act of spiking the water displaces your salvation. La la la, something like that. I just love this part. Christian is a great singer and a great screamer, so whenever he sings or screams it doesn't matter because it's always good. The entire song is legendary, I love every second of it, 11 out of 10. Death Once More isn't on the same level as the previous songs, but it's still enjoyable. I love the instrumental work here, just the chorus isn't as good as in the previous songs, so 8 out of 10, nothing wrong with this song. Escape on the other hand is kinda similar to Demigod because it's very heavy, it has fast verses, a lot of screaming and growling, but the singing in the chorus yet again isn't as good as on the first 5 songs here. 8 out of 10. Time Won't Save You is the first song on this record that actually doesn't have that good instrumental, to be honest. At least the vocals are still great, so this one is just good, 7 out of 10. Forgive Me Father is one of the singles from the record, it has a music video, it's just not as memorable and interesting as the first 7 songs on this record. It's still fun to listen to and I won't skip it, but it kinda sounds like a filler track, still 7 out of 10. The final song, Invisible People, has a great instrumental and cool vocals, and if it was the first version of this song then I would have give it 10 out of 10, but I know for a fact that that's not the case here. Back in 2005, Ill Niño released their third studio album called One Nation Underground. It was their first album without Mark Rizzo. I think there were 2 or 3 songs that didn't make the cut for the album, and one of those songs is featured on the Japanese edition and it's called Frustrated. It's a song that denounces God and religion. I think it's the only reason the song didn't make the cut for the standard edition of the album, because it's just very controversial, especially with Ill Niño, where on their first album they had song God Save Us, and now there's a song Frustrated, where the vocalist is just saying "Where's my God when I always need him the most" or stuff like that. He basically tells to go fuck God or something. And Invisible People is just Frustrated, played in a lower tuning on guitars and having completely garbage lyrics that don't mean a single thing to me, while I had a deep meaningful connection to the Frustrated lyrics, and it also had a way better chorus, especially when it comes to the vocals. So I urge you to listen to the Frustrated song, which is amazing, it's 11 out of 10. But this one is just 7 out of 10 to me. This song reminds me of these game remasters that come out, you know, like GTA, the Definite Trilogy, which was fucking garbage. So yeah, I rather listen to the original, which is Frustrated. This one is okay, don't get me wrong, it's a good song, but it's not close to the original. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is fitting, you're not going to skip any song here. Replayability, hell yeah, it's an excellent record. It could have been a masterpiece, but after the first 5 songs, it feels like they've run out of ideas and started rehashing stuff, or maybe they've just used B-sides that they have written for That New World. So the side A of this album, the first 5 songs are legendary, amazing stuff. Don't skip any of it, and the second part happens and Death Once More and Escape are still great songs and fun to listen to, but the last 3 songs are the weakest ones, which is weird to me. Especially I don't like Invisible People because Frustrated is better. I really enjoy listening to this album, it's very fun and has amazing songs, but it doesn't feel like it has its own identity. It's like That New World Part 2, but done slightly worse. That New World also wasn't a masterpiece, but it had more variety in the sounds, and this one is more similar to each other, but still great. It's for sure better than the 7th album. I've been a massive fan of this band for over 21 years, and it's a shame what happened to them. As you may know, half of the band had to leave because of the drummer, who's apparently very keen on having all of the money for himself, and because of it we have now 2 bands, Ill Niño and Lions at the Gate, and I am not particularly enjoying any output from both of them. The new Ill Niño singles weren't good, to be honest, and Lions at the Gate has a shitty industrial production on the music, which I am not a fan of. So yeah, it's like we had one great entity and now we have 2 average ones. I wish the lineup from the Revolution album would just come back, then I would love to see them live. I am not going to lie to you, I am not waiting for the new Ill Niño album. I will listen to it, but I keep my expectations basically non-existent. But this album is excellent, go check it out, celebrate the anniversary with me. It's fun. That's all from me, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my other reviews. Bye!